how can I ever be 100% sure? So let's just go on with life. The pragmatic skeptic, I call him. And then we have Jesus Christ, and I quote him. I have come that they, which means us, may have life, have it to the full. So when you ask these worldview questions, I want to say again, it's closer to us than we think. And when you look at it, and you can look at it from one angle, but when it's with reference to us, you must be asking yourself 3 questions. And as you grow older, these are the questions I posed to myself when I was a teenager. Probably like my son, before he became a teenager, he's just interested in PS2 and PSP. But at some point, he comes to a point, and I came to a point, and we all come to a point, we ask ourselves these 3 questions. I think so lah. You just think about it, right? Otherwise, life is not really, it cannot be I live, I die, nothing else in between. You know? I mean, I'm just in between, there's nothing else before, nothing else after. Who am I? Why am I here? And where am I going? Okay, and when I ask these questions, I guess these questions are the function of two possible topics. You can use philosophy to try to answer that question, but then you're still within the confines of your mind. So you can't go beyond your mind, and you can't go beyond your own perception of reality. So philosophy tries to give us the tools to process these questions. Religion, I believe, is seeking to answer those 3 questions of life. Who am I? Why am I here? Where am I going? Of course, how you know what you know, that's a branch of knowledge called epistemology. Okay, that's important. So when I went through my own journey, when I arrived at this thought about why I want to reassess Christianity all over again, I was in the secondary school. Behind me was Alan Yap. These are real names. He was a free thinker, atheist. You know. In front of me was Gurjit Singh, my Sikh friend, and he believed in his Sikh religion. On my left was Razidan, was Muslim, and we used to compare. He would go for Agama class. I would have free period during that time. And then he'd come back and he said, don't touch my Quran, you know, because my Quran is a holy book, but I can tell you things about it. I would interact with him. I would interact with Kok Ming, who was on my right-hand side in front of me, and he came from a Chinese religion. He prayed to the altar. All Souls Day, he'd go to the grave and burn things for those who have departed. And I asked myself, how do we know what we know? Again, is it because I was born a Christian, so I must remain a Christian, and it should be my faith all the time? Or am I free to question? Did God give me a mind and a faith to be tested? So when I ask these questions of Christianity, or when I try to break down the Christian faith into those 3 questions, so when I ask myself those 3 questions, I kind of like break up into these 10 other questions. So it's a QA style. What I'm sharing now is a QA style about Christianity. What is reality? What really is behind what we see? Okay. Why am I here? Okay. God. It's not about us, it's about God. The alternative is no God. Maybe there's another alternative. It doesn't matter which God, or no God is okay. Maybe you can come with that. But for me, it's God or no God, and it's no in between. Because if God, what has He got to do with me? If there's no God, then I end up in the scenario called, oh, this doesn't, okay. The laser doesn't work. Okay, the debate, right? If there's no God, then we say we are a product of chance. My dear friend Mr. Bala is a mathematician, and if you calculate the probability of all this happen with no God, I think the probability is far, far too low to even consider this. Hence, those who cannot bring themselves to call God God, they say, I don't believe in, they may be scientists, yeah, and mathematicians. I don't believe in chance, but I would accept intelligent design. If there's a design, it's got mind, right? It's got mind, what mind, whose mind? But anyway, what is reality? God. That is our first proposition. We start there. How can I know Him? The Christian principle is, and this I think is accepted in major monotheistic religions. God is so infinite. God is so great. God is so supreme that if He did not reveal Himself, we could not get to know Him. If He did not reveal Himself, We could not get to know him, and therefore to answer those three questions I mentioned just now. So we use this term in Christianity, revelation. Not the last book in the Bible, which is about a revelation of what's going to happen in the last days, of which